Alright, welcome back to Resident Evil. In this video, we are going to continue our preparations for getting the hell out of this mansion. And that's pretty cool. I feel like this is the point in the game where if you feel confident enough to, you could most likely just kind of drop the shotgun, not the shotgun, the pistol, as your main weapon, and you could probably just switch to the shotgun or the, like, grenade launcher, maybe even the Magnum if you've got enough ammo for it. So, if this is the room that I'm thinking of, yeah, this is it. This is a really weird puzzle. Is there anything else in here? No, I think we're good. So, what we gotta do in this room is push this statue through this hallway. And this is another one of those really weird rooms where the walls just start to close in on you. And obviously this statue being here is going to prevent the walls from crushing us. But that is not, in fact, everything that we need to do here. And I would assume if you have claustrophobia of any kind, this probably sucks. Like how I was talking about before with the Neptunes, how I kind of always have a fear of the unknown in the ocean, so the Neptunes were kind of pretty spooky for me. So this part is actually kind of tricky. You just gotta push that over just right, and then it'll slip in there. You gotta be fast about that, so, you know, if you want to guarantee your quickness, just unequip your weapons. So now we have entered into this hole, of which I don't believe there is a way back. So the last book, let's examine this, and as with all the other books, it contains a seal, or a medal. I'm used to them being called seals because that's what they were in Code Veronica. So over here, we're gonna get some lore about a Mr. George Trevor. The Trevor family, and George and Lisa specifically, was something that this game, this remake, did very well. As I've said before, Lisa Trevor is my favorite addition to this game. I think the story behind her and just her, what do you call it? Like, her story is interesting enough, and she actually ties into subsequent games in the series, in the continuity. She was, her mother, and I don't think George, but Lisa Trevor and her mother were kind of guinea pigs for the T-virus, just to see how it would react on humans. It didn't react well, or I don't think it reacted at all to Lisa Trevor's mother. And on Lisa Trevor, it just kind of gave her sort of just invincibility, and it kind of deformed her a little bit. So they kept using stuff on her, and I think through that, they were able to discover the G-virus, which obviously plays a big... Am I poisoned? God damn it. Anyway, obviously the G-virus plays a big part in Resident Evil 2, so I like that they were able to do that and kind of tie them together. You know what? I gotta say, except for one case in particular, which is sort of kind of a boss battle, I can't say I ever go out of my way to actually kill any of the spiders in this game. Okie doke. Thankfully, though, they give you a blue herb right here, so you can immediately just de-poison yourself, I suppose. You know, I gotta say, one of the things I really like about this game, and I think this game does better than any of the other Resident Evil games, is that every zombie is kind of a threat. So each of the zombies feel significantly scary in this game, whereas the other games, they're just kind of there, and it's like, ugh, gotta kill this one. Whereas in this game, there's not that many of them. Like, honestly, I'd say there's maybe, like, 20 to 30 zombies in the entire game. And each one of them could potentially pose a threat, because they take a lot of ammo to kill, so you're wasting ammo, which could eventually lead to your death if you're not careful with conserving ammo. You're in very tight corners and corridors and hallways with these guys, so that could, you know, potentially be bad if you want to try and get around them. So I like that the zombies feel threatening in this game, and it's really the only game in which they do. And another game where I think Capcom got it right with zombies was the original Dead Rising. Oof. Hell yes. That is amazing. I love doing that. And you know what? I guarantee, even though Chris has a higher rate of that happening, I guarantee if I do his playthrough, I'm not going to get it to happen as many times as Jill. Just because that's how things seem to work. But Dead Rising, they take the concept like that I just described in this game and reverse it, where it's just, there's so many zombies, they could all potentially kill you if you're not careful. Come on. Oh, that's right, duh. I was thinking it was gonna open up, but no. This is Resident Evil, you gotta do it. So, I do believe there should be 2 zombies in here. I think there's one like, behind Jill, and there should also be... Oh, goodness. Alright, so I thought he was down the hallway a little bit more. I didn't think he was there. I don't think I shot him there. Okay, nope. Go away. Stranger danger. This is why Jill needs a rape whistle. Actually, both characters should have gotten a rape whistle. I think that would have been pretty great. Seeing Chris Redfield blow a rape whistle. Just like every time he sees a zombie, you just blow a whistle. Thankfully, they've given me herbs here. I'm taking a lot of damage in this video. First I'm getting poisoned, now I'm getting grabbed by the ghoulies over here. Where is this other guy? I'm pretty sure there's another guy in here. Oh, yep, there he is. I do not want what you're selling, sir. Please go away. That was too easy. Get back up. Come on. See what I'm talking about? Like, I don't know what difficulty I'm playing on because I picked the dumb, like, Japanese thing where it's like hiking, not hiking. You're going for a climb, you're going this. So I don't know which difficulty I'm actually playing on, but I know higher difficulties it takes like way more bullets to take on the zombies. And to me that's just dumb. It just takes longer. I'm a big proponent of things should go quickly in video games. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I really do feel like the quicker a video game does things, the better. And yeah, we're going to take those. I think we'll come back for those acid rounds because I don't have quite enough inventory. What is this? Battery pack? Might as well grab them. I could just run back to a save room if I really need to put them away. Actually, I don't know where the closest save room is. That's another thing, another difference between Chris and Jill's story that I didn't really bring up. Chris has to do some extra things to unlock certain doors. Since Jill has the lockpick, Chris has to find keys. And yeah, it's just not great sometimes. Again, it goes on a little too long. Chris's is unnecessarily long sometimes. Just because he has less inventory space, and he has, he has to go an extra step to unlock certain doors that Jill could just straight up get through at any point. So Chris's feels a little bit longer and a little bit more tedious than Jill's, which is why if I'm going to go back and play this, not only do I like Jill better as a character, Chris's just kind of gets on my nerves a little bit, which is why if I do Chris's, I will make someone else play it. So we just deposited all the nonsense we don't need, like the grenade shells. Grenade shells? Do you put shells in a grenade launcher? I gotta say, I think that the grenade launcher in this game has way more uses than like any other grenade launcher I can think of. Because the only other one that I think is kind of useful is the grenade launcher in Code Veronica. Because there's that one point where you have to fight like 6 Bandersnatches in a row, and the grenade launcher is very useful on the Bandersnatches. At this point, after we clear out the mansion here and finally get out, which should be soon, hopefully, we will be switching to the grenade launcher like full time. I don't actually know this. I wonder if anyone could tell me this. If you use flame rounds on zombies, does that count as burning them so they don't come back as Crimson Heads? I don't actually know. Something that kind of is bothering me about, I still don't really know how I feel about Resident Evil 7. I made a video kind of about my thoughts on like the announcement of Resident Evil 7. I still don't really know how I feel about it, because one of the big points I made in my video was that I'm not too happy about the fact that it's a first-person game, because I don't like first-person games, because I think they're incredibly generic, and, oh god damn it, he turned like on a dime. And I know that like people freaked out about Resident Evil 4 when it was an over-the-shoulder, third-person game. But one of the things leaked, I haven't been keeping up on a lot of the leaks because I don't like leaks, but this one did catch my attention that there won't be any cutscenes in the game, and it'll all be like kind of BioShock, or it'll like freeze you in place and it'll make you see a thing. I don't really like that. I really enjoy the cutscenes in Resident Evil games because, as I've said before, I think the characters are really endearing. The fact that you won't ever get to see your character in a cutscene in Resident Evil 7 is annoying, because the way I grow to care for a character is by seeing him, and seeing him, in cutscenes. And I don't know, it's putting me off that they're going like this Outlast way, because I really don't like Outlast. And I feel like they've been doing this, the Resident Evil games have kind of been doing this, kind of piggybacking off of, like, other more popular games in the horror franchises, like, when Revelations 2 came out, Barry's section was essentially The Last of Us. Like, he looked like he was cosplaying Joel, and, he had a little girl with him, and now this looks like they're trying to do Outlast, or maybe Silent Hills. And this is one of the few times where I actually like to take out the dogs. So that is what we're doing here, because we have to come through this area, and I just don't feel like getting attacked by these dogs, even though I just got attacked by the dogs. However, I'm just realizing now that there's a healing item in this area that I can go grab and just kind of negate the damage that the dogs did. Courtesy of our good old friend Barry Burton. Love that guy. So yeah, thankfully we're finally kind of getting close to just getting the hell out of the mansion. I know I'm tired of seeing it. Even though I will say, that was sarcastic. That was a little joke there. Wasn't very funny, but it was a joke. The mansion, the Spencer Mansion, or the mansion in the Arklay Mountains, whatever you want to call it, is definitely one of my favorite locations for a video game, and it's so iconic. It's up there with, like, the Mushroom Kingdom, or Shadow Moses Island, or you know, just all those like first game kind of things, like the hub area of Mario 64. It's just one of those iconic locations that you'll never forget. You know, I'll never forget my first trip through Arkham Asylum in Batman Arkham Asylum. I'll never forget my first trip through Rapture in BioShock. I'll never forget, you know, my first run through of the Spencer Mansion in Resident Evil. I think it's just one of those very iconic video game locations. And it's weird that when they made the first Resident Evil movie, the mansion was in it for like a minute at the end. But don't even get me started on those movies. Those dogs don't seem like they're making an appropriate like noise. They sounded more like crows than dogs. So they kind of sound like the rats from Alone in the Dark that sound like hawks. So the thing that we want to do here is actually we're trying to activate this elevator right here. Or I don't think it's this elevator. No, it is this elevator. Because we picked up the battery before in the one room from that one puzzle. I know I'm being very descriptive, but we just want to activate this guy here, light him up, and then what we have to do is turn off the waterfall. And this is why I killed the dogs, just because we're going to be coming through here a few times. So, like I said, what we want to do is we want to turn off the waterfall, which we activate by, you know, putting the crank in here, and then filling this pool up with water. Okie doke. So, silly me, I forgot the crank, which is the thing that we need to progress. So, where the fuck is it? Hello? Oh, there it is, duh. Okie doke, we're back. So anyway, what we want to do is put the crank in here. It's going to fill this pool up, which will then, in turn, shut off the waterfall that we need to get behind. And the reason we needed to bring the elevator up was because we can't then get back to that area because this pool fills up and I guess Jill can't swim. So we just turn around, use the elevator to get back down. It's just one of those dumb Resident Evil puzzles that is like 5 steps to do one simple thing. But before we leave the mansion, I am going to call it a video, and we will progress in the next one. So, hopefully, we'll just get on out of here soon. God, look how many healing items I have. Anyway, hope you're enjoying this game so far. I know I am, and I will see you in the next one.